Could cost me followers, and if it does, I'm okay because I know I've lost the right ones. In 2024, if you don't understand that white privilege doesn't equal financial privilege, there's a good chance it's because you choose to be willfully ignorant. White privilege doesn't mean that you grew up rich or that you didn't have a hard life.
Can white people experience hatred because of the color of their skin? Yes. But is it as severe or damaging as when people of color experience racism? No, not at all. And because there are institutional barriers to the success of people of color in systemic inequalities, racism is a stronger and more apt term for what people of color experience on a day-to-day basis.
Yes, I have white guilt. You should too. Anyone who grows up with the knowledge that they have systematic advantages over other people just because of historical events and historical discrimination should feel a little guilty about that.
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
I don't personally believe that you can be racist towards white people.
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
I don't think you can be racist towards white people.
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
I don't think it's possible to be racist towards white people.
This could cost me followers, and if it does, I'm okay because I know I've lost the right ones. In 2024, if you don't understand that white privilege doesn't equal financial privilege, there's a good chance it's because you choose to be willfully ignorant. White privilege doesn't mean that you grew up rich or that you didn't have a hard life. It's the concept that by the mere coincidence of you being born white or white presenting, that you have an inherent privilege. You're afforded certain benefits of the doubt that not everyone gets. It's the difference from a white person walking into a store and a customer salesperson walking up and saying, "Hi, can we help you find something today?" To a black person walking in that same store with that same customer service person following them around because they looked kind of suspicious. It's the black family that can't leave their family photos hanging on the wall when they're selling their house because the home appraiser might undervalue their house by as much as $500,000. And for fuck's sakes, you've never had to apologize for being white. Had your parents fucked on a Tuesday instead of a Wednesday, you wouldn't even be you. Rather, just acknowledge that the system that was designed by and for people that look like you has never been a level playing field. I hope this made it clear. Have a great fucking weekend.
Can white people experience hatred because of the color of their skin? Yes. But is it as severe or damaging as when people of color experience racism? No, not at all. And because there are institutional barriers to the success of people of color in systemic inequalities, racism is a stronger and more apt term for what people of color experience on a day-to-day basis. Prejudice is simply harboring negative attitudes towards somebody based on a characteristic that they can't control, which I feel is a better description of the attitudes that some people of color have towards white people. Am I going to be profiled and arrested based on the color of my skin? No. Am I going to have a harder time getting a job because of the color of my skin? No. Am I more likely to be arrested, incarcerated, or wrongly convicted because of the color of my skin? Or called slurs? Like, no, I'm not. So that is why we say white people can experience prejudice, but not racism necessarily. Because it diminishes the harm of actual racism by saying that white people can experience it. You don't say that men experience sexism, because they don't. Yeah, some women have hostile attitudes towards men, but it doesn't affect their day-to-day life or their opportunities or make them psychologically distressed.
So yesterday I posted a video giving a very basic definition in my own words of what white privilege is. And I kept it very brief and vague on purpose because I had a feeling people would start arguing in the comments, which they did. But I also thought it was super interesting how many people were commenting that I have white guilt, that I want to be black, and that I'm dying for the attention of the black community. First of all, yes, I have white guilt. You should too. Anyone who grows up with the knowledge that they have systematic advantages over other people just because of historical events and historical discrimination should feel a little guilty about that. Whether or not they contributed to that is a whole other thing, but you're reaping the benefits of it. People act like white guilt is something to be ashamed of, but if you use it in the right way and you use it to further reduce injustice, it's a good thing. And when people talk about systematic injustice and things like that, and they say, oh, everyone's equal, and this is happening in the comments, there's no racism anymore, everyone's equal, obviously don't understand what systematic means. And I'm going to give an anecdotal story just to really hit this on the head. I am white, and on both sides of my family, we do not have any massive generational wealth. My mom's father is the only one of my 4 grandparents who we got any sort of generational wealth inherited from. And 99% of the wealth that we inherited from my grandfather was from selling his house. My grandfather was born in 1926 in rural North Carolina, and he was a 6'3" white man with blue eyes. And other than being white, my grandfather didn't have that many privileges. He was one of like 7 children. His mom didn't even get to high school level education, and his dad never went to college. They were not privileged in most other ways that we define privilege, but he was a white male in a very, very racist country. What his whiteness allowed him to do was work his way through college. At the time, there were colleges that weren't accepting black people, and he was accepted to college as long as he could pay for it. And he ended up getting a law degree and becoming very successful. And again, never hoarded any significant wealth, but bought a house outside of Washington, D.C. in the 50s. In a neighborhood that was redlined. And actually, my mom, who was born in the 60s, remembers in the 70s when the first black family moved into their neighborhood, because it had literally been sectioned off and realtors would not sell to black families. And my mom, who is 58 years old, went to a year of segregated school. So for all of you saying, it was so long ago, everyone has equal rights now, get over it. My mom remembers when the first black student joined her class in the 70s in Alexandria, Virginia. In 2015, my grandfather died, and we sold his house that he bought for around $100,000 in the 50s, and we sold it for $1 million. That money was divided among his children, and my family was able to get out of a lot of debt, and it completely reset my ability to go to private versus public school, my ability to afford tutors, my ability to become the educated person that I am. And it was all really because I have a white grandfather. Let me finish. Had my grandfather been black and had all of the other skills and background that he had, he couldn't have gone to the schools that he went to, he wouldn't have been hired in the jobs that he was, and he couldn't have bought the house that he did, that, 65 years later, put his family out of debt. So if anyone tries to tell you it's not that deep, it really is that deep. It goes so far back. Any small privilege that a white person has is probably, to some degree, due to their whiteness. And if you are a white person who has roots in the South, you definitely should have white guilt, and you definitely should be doing the work to understand how your privilege affects the people around you and how you can help level the playing field. Because you, almost 100%, have an ancestor who owned black people. So yes, I have white guilt. Yes, I'm aware of my status as a white woman, and I'm aware of the parts of my identity that are privileged and the parts that aren't. But saying that you have a certain type of privilege doesn't mean that you have every privilege. It just means that that aspect of your identity is favored by society. So I can talk about being a white woman, and that makes me privileged. But if I talk about being a woman, that is actually a disadvantage in a lot of ways. And everyone tried to get all particular about these specific situations where a black person might have a privilege or a woman might have a privilege over a man. Those are isolated situations you're bringing up. We're talking about large-scale, mass, systematic issues. And it's a lot deeper than just, I felt racism as a white person at one point. Fine, yeah, all of us can experience what feels like discrimination based on race. But that doesn't mean that it's systematically affecting you and stopping you and your families from catching up. That's really what it is. Now, yeah, legally, black people and white people should have the same exact rights and privileges. But they're playing catch up. Because if my family, like I said, had been black, we would never have gotten out of debt in 2015. I would never have been able to afford the school that I went to and live the lifestyle that I'm living right now. And that's because of effects from over 70 years ago. So thanks for listening. And yeah, white guilt's okay.
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
I don't personally believe that you can be racist towards white people.
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
I don't think you can be racist towards white people.
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
I don't think it's possible to be racist towards white people.
What do you mean by that?
Racism was invented by white people.
Racism means that there needs to be a system of oppression, and since generally white people are the ones controlling that system of oppression, I think it's very challenging for someone else to be racist towards us.
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
I don't think it's okay to be racist towards anyone, and white people are still people.
The rational answer is no. It's not okay to be racist against white people. Despite their ancestral impact on America, it's not right to put all of them in that box.
You make white joke?
I do sometimes.
It's funny. It's funny.
A little bit, but I'm trying to do better.
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
No, I don't think it's okay to be racist towards anybody.
Do you get offended if someone's racist towards you?
Personally, no.
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
I don't think it's okay to be racist to anyone.
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
No, I don't think so. As a black person, we're all fighting for equality, and that's the whole point. So it's just like, why would we go backwards?
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
You have the right to your thoughts and feelings on that. I don't know how it's going to serve you functionally or serve us as a society to have those feelings. I think we got to find ways to come together.
Is it okay to be racist towards white people?
I mean, I'm white. I think that you shouldn't be racist to anybody. You can be racist with something else, but with people, talking about people, it's something...
Wait, what do you mean something else?
I don't know, cats, for example.
Okay, what if someone came up to you and was like, I hate all white people? Would that be considered racist?
No, absolutely not. I think because we hold so much power in the world, it would be really hard for that to be like actually racist.
But what if you came up to me and said, I hate all Asian people? Would that be racist?
If someone said that to an Asian person, of course that would be racist.
So let's say there is a law starting tomorrow that white people can't be out past 10 p.m. Would that be considered racist?
I mean, I guess that's like a scenario I've never really imagined. I guess sure, technically.
Let me ask this. Is it okay to be prejudiced towards white people then?
I mean, if you want to have a prejudice, I think you're allowed to have a prejudice. I don't think it's good. Everybody's allowed to not like people, I guess. I don't know.
So then let's say if I flip it and I'm like, is it okay to have prejudice towards black people? Would that be okay?
I mean, it's not okay, but I mean, if you had a prejudice, yes.
How would you define racism?
Racism is judging or seeing yourself differently from somebody else because of the color of your skin. That's it. That's what race is, skin color. People don't think about ethnicity, culture, If you're this, I'm that. We're different. Bullshit.
Do you think that allowing racism against white people will achieve equality?
Yeah, so I think going back to my original answer, I don't think that it would be racism against white people. I think that there's going to be discrimination against white people, whether or not that's fair or equal is a whole other nuanced conversation to be had.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and here are the top 5 ways that hatred is passed on in white families. This is definitely a topic that not a lot of white people like to talk about because they prefer to stay race neutral or at least not air their dirty laundry in public, but I do have some things that I want to say. The first way that white people pass on hatred to their kids is literally at the dinner table. I can't even tell you how many times I'd be at another white person's house growing up, and their mom or dad would say something racist and look to their kid like they made a joke and wait for the kid to react. So in that way, the racist remark serves almost as a point of bonding between the parent and the child. The second way that it's passed on is in sports, especially if a white family or a white team is playing against a team that is primarily people of color. White people will say racist things. Did you see that defender? She was really aggressive, and other microaggressions that get passed on to the child. The third way is by discouraging their children from being friends with people of color because of certain innate qualities that they may have. Number 4, moving their kids to an all-white suburb. Number 5, praising celebrities and politicians that are racist.